Hello, my name is Mila Merkel, and this is our final video presentation for the Interpersonal Communications class. I have to say that overall, I had a really great experience for this class. This is like I said in my intro, this is my fourth class that I've taken so far with the eTown SCPS courses, and I have to say that I really appreciate the classes. And maybe this is just me as a communications major. I really appreciate the classes where there's a lot of discussion involved. I feel like I can really learn from the different experiences of our my classmates and the professor with all the different discussion questions that relate to our book. I can read a chapter of a book every day, but really hearing from each other and really being able to discuss questions really are able to I'm able to take away from those things and add them into my real life. I feel like we're all in different levels of the playing field when it comes to jobs and starting out in college, or maybe we've been in the field for a while now. And I feel like those experiences and sharing bits and pieces of those experiences really help us gain a little more than just sitting and reading a chapter. I think a lot overall, I really enjoyed this class. I think for me, a lot of the things that we touched base on can really help me gain perspective in the workplace. Um, I just noticed over the last five weeks how often I started paying attention to. I've started trying to actively listen, and I've really been paying attention to people's body languages because I really think that are two things that I'll really take with me and really look for in my everyday life at work. Because you can just tell um, oftentimes at work we are just so focused on getting our tasks done that we sort of touch base with each other real quickly just to as it relates to the task that you're working on really right now, or what you need to get done for the day or for the week or whatever deadlines or projects that you have coming up. And oftentimes we miss cues from each other that we're even expressing non-verbally, if you really pay attention, that maybe somebody's struggling a little more, whether that's personal or if it's just they're so bogged down with work that maybe we could help each other out a little more. I think that's really beneficial in the workplace. And I think having those, knowing what to look for with body language and having, stopping and paying attention to see if somebody is kind of furrowing their brow a little more or looks like they're not really connecting with what you're saying. You can really stop and pause and really touch base with that person and see if it's whether or not they are confused about the project or the task at hand, whether they need a little more help, whether there's something that you could take off their plate, whether maybe it's something that is super easy for you to do but takes them a little more time. That might be, beneficial for the whole task at hand. I know that where I work, we are a very small team of 8 in the marketing department, and we're constantly taking stuff off of each other's plate. But it's hard for us to stop what we're doing and ask for help, or to even say, hey, can we slow down and go over this one more time? Because since it is such a small team, we're constantly turning things out that sometimes things get buried. So lately, in the past 5 weeks, and hoping to move this forward, I really want to take what I've learned and to apply those to my coworkers and my team, and see how I can utilize the nonverbal cues that they've been giving off, or maybe that I'm giving off, to really pay attention to those and see how we can improve best as a team. Just with body language, I've been trying to do active listening. That was one of the main things that stuck with me because, like I said before, oftentimes you're just trying to run through a task and you're not really listening or paying attention to what somebody else is saying to you, or if anybody's really having a strong struggle with the time that they're going through. Maybe it's just personally or at work, but really repeating what people are saying and leaning into them and just sort of nodding and paying attention and kind of coming up with solutions on the fly are really just, they're helpful tips that I'll be able to put into play with my teammates going forward. It's helpful. I mean, we really just have to talk to each other, and sometimes you can come in and go to your office and really just do your thing and not think about your coworkers unless it relates to you. You know, you go touch base on something really quick, but I really think that it's beneficial to have those skills in place. So nonverbal communications and paying attention to those, and active listening, the two things that I think I can really benefit myself in the workplace and at home as well. I mean, oftentimes for me, it's easier for me to express myself for with people who are, you know, family or friends. I mean, they know me the best, and I know them, so I can really let my guard down and talk to people. But active listening is something that I think everybody can have a good skill. I mean, that could be beneficial for anybody, especially when you're going, moving forward with, if you have kids and you're really just, again, just like work, you're going through the daily tasks, and things could get, communication's key, and we all know that. But really listening and paying attention to what other people are saying is how you get there. And so I am excited for what I've learned in this class, and I'm excited to move forward. Thank you for everybody for a great 5 weeks. It's been great to chat with you on the discussion boards and to really hear from everybody. I think I've learned a lot, and I have a lot to take away from. So I hope to see you guys in some other classes, and have a good night.